All right. I am back from vacation slash traveling. I use the word vacation in quotations because traveling with a 2-year-old turns out to be a lot of work. Um, Especially since my son got sick as well during the trip. So a lot of time was just spent on making sure he was okay and you know just trying to be a good husband slash dad, right? But that aside, we are coming off a 5-0 in our previous stream, and tonight is July 4th. Actually, maybe you can even hear the fireworks in the background. But I will be celebrating since relatively early start tonight with a post travel stream. Now the list has changed a little bit since I last streamed, and the big announcement was earlier this week, namely no changes to Legacy. Now I know there's quite a few people who are disappointed that there was nothing hit to Reanimator and Oops All Spells. I'm not gonna focus on that because I think pleasing everyone is just gonna be unrealistic. So I mean, if you yeah, I'm not gonna focus on what I think was a correct or incorrect decision to make, but rather to tackle the metagame as it currently stands. Now, I think the core of the deck, the identity of green, I think, is, in my opinion, three different things that the color does well, and probably uniquely well. Number one, acceleration. Now, I think that is kind of indisputable. Like, Mana Dorks outright outside of Deathrite Shaman, which is banned, is really only available in green. Now, there are some other ones via artifacts, Mox Diamond, Chrome Mox, but they're inherently card disadvantage. So, without the card disadvantage and some way to, ramp out a hate piece or threat turn one via those Mox, and I think uniquely acceleration is in green's color. The second thing is, and I think this is pretty unique to green outside of some artifact um, cards such as Nihil Spellbomb, but uh, graveyard hate. Now we're the only deck really that can play for endurance and like do it comfortably, while it being a decent mid range deck against some of these tempo decks as well. We have Keen Eye Curator, we have Wide of the Reliquary. Granted, that's Golgari. We have Elvish Reclaimer, like just bombs everywhere against graveyard decks. And then the third thing is, I do believe we are at worst the second best color for disenchant. So, and I think we're actually the best because Force of Vigor is a very unique card that is free and hits granted on opposing turn enchantment or artifact. Now, there's a case red for meltdown is maybe more specialized and better, but at least in my opinion, I don't think we're worse than second. I think we're first because enchantments is pretty big too. But if you want to make the argument for meltdown, I'm not going to argue that. Like I think it's between those two colors. So kind of going all in on that. Like, hey, Joff, how's it going? I want to play five, free graveyard hate spells, and then more or less five disenchants. One of the reasons being is because if we're tackling the metagame at hand, graveyard hate is good, especially if flexible. I'm gonna start this by the way, while I'm talking. But the other thing is, I do think lands is probably a very strong deck right now, and so is Keyring. So I think I want to like shore up those matches because I do think they are at the top of the metagame. Definitely in terms of popularity. I think people have been waiting to play Tabernacle for a long time. Those who own it, and Sprouts has been, just crushing these challenges. You know, say what you want about these challenges, they are, somewhat diluted because there's so many now. But consistency is pretty important, and I think Sprouts has shown that they've, done consistently well in these challenges with them. So that's definitely not nothing. So okay. I regret my life decisions already. Like we're playing against Burn, and Win or lose, I don't think we're gonna get anything out of this match. Okay. Now I don't want to draw uh the Wily Reliquary for the turn, so I'm gonna Once Upon a Time here. Ugh, we missed. Okay. I did. We did dig five deeper for what it's worth, and I think we just get the dork maybe here as redundancy, but we did miss off the Once Upon a Time. When I say miss, I want to hit a land, right? They're a Fire Blast slash Price of Progress deck. Maybe we don't fetch if we don't need to, so we'll just do this. We also expected them to kill a Doric, but maybe they won't. I don't know how burn players typically play. From what I understand, is usually you just go dome, right? Like, but again, I kind of unhappy with this matchup because I don't think, like I said, this is like good practice for us. But it is what it is. We'll make do, I guess. We're gonna play around the Price of Progress. We're kind of low already. I think we're just gonna go. Well, let me think. We play they can bolt the Curator and then dome us again, or we can play the Endurance. Maybe that's better, and then just like yeah, maybe the Endurance is just a because if they bolt the Curator, it's like kind of bad for us. Let's just pass, I guess. They bolt the Curator. We play the Hierarch. We take four. I guess we go to 9. Maybe that's okay. If they don't bolt it, but presumably they have it though, then we can block. So is the 2 damage here worth it? It's probably. Let's just pass this. Endurance is a Tarmogoyf, right? I don't want them to bolt the Kina and suddenly like we're taking extra damage we don't need to. I don't think they have a 4 damage spell to a creature, as far as I know. Ooh, what is black for? I'm gonna bolt the dork. Okay, I guess that's fine. They could be on push now. Now that I don't. Oh God. Again, regretting life choices, right? I wanted to get test. One of my rule of thumbs is to try to avoid testing on days where there's a challenge or prelim going on, which is happening right now. Because usually that's when the non-meta decks are really rampant in the leagues. Oh, that's a horrendous draw. All right, that's pretty. I think we need to find a land here. Cradle's very good. If they pop us, I think so be it. I think we need the acceleration. Like, they still have a grip in their hand, and we're already at 11. So I think we need to play more aggressively and find the cradle, right? I think we pass here. X4 is doing work, right? If they had bolted Arcana, I think we would have been in trouble. Well, it would have been worse off. Let's see if they have a 4 mana spell. If nothing else, the endurance has already like saved us maybe 4 life plus taking the removal spell, right? But if they have a 4 mana spell here, like I don't know that spell, the 3 drop, it's kind of bad for us. But what can you do? Oh, okay. Again, I almost want to just concede this matchup because, in the interest of time, but we are coming off a 5-0, so we should at least try to get another one. But again, I almost want to just concede in the interest of time. I don't even know what that does. Sure. Another bolt, I guess. Huh, they just pass? Put myself to 6 with a seize? Probably not. Mm. If they bolt this in response, it's like pretty bad. I'm gonna get a safekeeper in case I need to just blow up all my lands. I think we lost though. Well, it's hard to say. I guess we do have trample to get over their bowmasters. Otherwise, I would have gonna say they're gonna muck up the board. But yeah, the safekeeper here is insurance against their price of progress. If they want to pop us, I think we just like blow up all our lands and just like protect our life total. If they go for the pop here, which they do, I think we have no choice. I think we have no choice. We just saved ourselves 4 life. I mean, they double stone rain us. It's still pretty good on their end. I think we'll pass. No, actually, I think we just pass here. We go to 7, which is like a scary number. Okay. I think they only do multiples of three. Maybe they play the spellcraft card. I don't remember, but we're gonna go to four here because I think we need to put pressure. What are they doing? Fire blasting us? Okay, that was the 1/4 that they had. I forgot about the fire blast. Think of the sub, Harry. The problem is, are we getting there? Maybe we get there. I don't know. It's hard to say because if they have another, they top deck another ball or something. It is. We don't have the shadow spear, but all right, we're just gonna see. Uh, again, I think we. I feel like we kind of had to take a risk because we put pressure on our opponent. Um, otherwise our clock's just way too slow. I think we're on the draw too. Yeah. All right. What do we do here? Tossies is just horrendous in this matchup. Let's get that out of there. We don't have much. Like maybe the snuff out saves damage overall. I don't know, but it just feels really slow. To have the endurance bog seems bad too. Yeah, maybe just endurance not good enough, and just we try to play the tempo game and then snuff out their threat, right? And maybe overall it saves damage. I'm not 100% sure. Um, I believe they are I don't know. They should be an Eidolon deck, so that's probably okay. Fairy is interesting because you can just like pump white with it. Maybe that's just too narrow. Like all this other stuff's just absolutely horrendous though. Maybe we just play that and just assume they have some kind of like enchantments that we need to deal with. This is like really sketch. Better, but missing the black for the snuff out. I think we roll the dice. We're probably gonna lose, but again, this I don't really care much about this matchup. One matchup where I would miss natural order for sure, and we just don't have enough good cards against them. I feel we could have kept the first hand, but it felt kind of slow to me. Goblin guy probably, or okay, there's that. I guess. Yeah, if they had Baltimore Reclaimer with the first hand, we're probably in trouble. Nice. All right. Not only does that mean we have snuff out up, we can go like turn two white here, I guess, and then see what they do. Like put the pressure on them. Like it's kind of bolt or bust here. I guess they could chain lightning the white too. Lotus petal, pyrostatic pillar. Okay, very interesting. They cast that. I think we do that. They're thinking about bolting this or fire blasting this. I don't think we need to tap out anymore. We can take, I guess, another two from the pillar, but sure. doing a lot of damage to themselves. Is there a reason to do anything here? I don't think so. They're gonna double block. Interesting. Do I take 4 here and get the other thing off the board? I'll go to 13. That's probably okay. Now they don't have any pressure. I don't think we need to cast another spell this rest of the game. We're pretty ahead. Like we're dealing 6 next turn. Actually, maybe more, depending what they do. I'm glad I brought in the disenchant though. Like, I feel like they have like these non-creature spells that we need to answer, and the pillars hurting our opponent more than hurting us right now. Sure. What are they targeting? That. Oh, I should have aimed the thing. I don't think it matters. We're pretty comfortably ahead. There's no need to like do anything here. I can't cast any more spells. I don't. Yeah. All right. I think this is probably correct given how they boarded. We have trash in the sideboard for this matchup. Unfortunately, the fairy macabre is a little bit interesting because you can, if you get them with this on the white, you probably win. But if you, but there's a chance it just does nothing. I feel like that trick. If we're gonna do that, we might as well play the endurance. Maybe 4 of these is way too much. Nature's claim. Maybe that should be endurance and try to do that trick. Ironically enough, I think this is a keep. We just have to hit a threat. Guys, sure. I think the snuff out's gonna save us more life than it costs us overall. Crop rotation. This definitely is very shaky. I think the way I'm playing this out in my head, we're probably not in a good spot. We need to top deck a threat pretty soon. Sure. Jesus. We s- okay. We're down 2 life overall. I think I'm still probably happy with that decision. We're probably gonna save ourselves the 4 life by next turn, anyways. Definitely tough for sure. Reclaimer's not quite big enough yet. We're gonna eat 2 more, go to 9. There are 3 cards, 4 cards now in their hand. We get tutor for the endurance as a blocker, but our mana base is like real sketch right now. Like we get hit by a pop here, it's pretty bad. All right. Yeah, I think we're not gonna win. We needed to be on the play, and we're just too far behind here. Same thing with game one, right? That's kind of how to play all 3 games. Like we were on the play game two, and that's why we were pretty ahead. But now we're pretty screwed, I think. Jesus. All right, that's a million damage right now. Take 3, go to 8. I think we're probably dead. And there wasn't really anything we could have done, right? They went threat into threat removal spell. Not much we can do about that. And we're on the draw, so like this is a tempo matchup. Hmm, that sort of helps. So if I crop here, I float up the colorless. Then it's only 1 green. I don't think that does enough for what we want. Yeah, because the problem is like if I float green here, pop this, I get a cradle that gets you the green, but I need the green to cast white, and I don't have green. So this town gates is like really awkward now. Um, I could like preemptively do it just so that I don't have to do it next turn, but definitely awkward for sure. This is like very. I think we're dead. Like, there's no way around it. This Force of Vigor looking real bad in our hand. Would anything of it else matter? I don't think so. Like we don't have the cards for this matchup. Like it's all bad, right? Right here. Yep, we're dead. Our side. Look at the sideboard. It's just like on garbage. We blocked the biggest one. A bunch still come through. They're gonna swing out. Yeah, that's game. See, we block one. They still hit with like six. So, all right, it is what it is. I again, I don't expect to play against. It's unfortunate. Like I don't know why every time I stream, it's like some kind of matchup like this that doesn't really help anybody. I played it. The only reason why I played it out is because, like I said, we had a 5-0 from last time, and I want to at least give it a shot to go back to back. I think we run into that matchup again. If anybody just doesn't want to waste time, I can just concede. I don't really care about play points. I like to me, time is money, and I'd rather spend it on like more relevant testing. Here's a list I'm playing tonight. Again, not really geared towards burn. One this is one matchup where we really wish we had natural order. That would I actually I'm not even sure it would have mattered against that hand there too. Because what they could do too is like whatever attracts a blocks, assuming they have lethal that turn, they can just bolt the creature so that I don't gain life. If they have enough, like given that kind of start, I'm not sure there was much we could have done. It would have helped game one for sure because we had that Thoughtseize rotting in our hand. Now there's an argument to be made. Maybe the endurance stays in our hand, but we had both. Like we did mole and but again, it's gonna be hard to be double guide. Start from them. Unfortunate. All right. Next match. I think this will be a relevant matchup. I think our opponent is on Keyring. I'm gonna play as if I don't know what they're on. I would keep this in the dark. This is relevant testing. Again, I'm gonna assume I don't know what my opponent is on. I think they're most likely on Keyring, and if that were the case, I'd probably keep a hand with either Thoughtseize or turn to Collector Oof. This hand is like kind of bad against them, but again, I like to. I think you get into bad habits if you try to assume what your opponent is on. I think overall you gain more from trying to play with good fundamentals. If that makes sense. They're mulling aggressively, so maybe they think we have the hate or something. Again, like I said, this hand is kind of bad against what I think they're on. I went with turn one Bayou because they can waste us anyways, and in case we draw a Cradle, we're rewarded for it. Sure. Interesting that they tap the mana first. I don't know what the hell's going on. Probably turn one Ring or Karn. Forge. Okay. Let's see what they got. That was kind of an all in. Granted, they went up 5. Sure. Wow. Okay. I'm liking where this is going. Try to find Cradle naturally here. We did not get it. Um. So there's nothing here we really want. Um. I think the best. I think we probably try to stick a Keen Eye, which we have in our hand already. Maybe Reclaimer's the best. Well, that's not true. We're gonna stick a Keen Eye for sure because we want to get the threat next turn. If the question is like, what do we want the following turn? A land drop or do we want to just like go through all of these cards? I feel like the Reclaimer is the highest upside card here. We're gonna fetch anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Again, I'm like planning ahead, right? Um, is there a reason here? I'm trying to think. Is there a reason here to not sacrifice white for the cradle? I think we're gonna. I think we just want the damage and try to put them to 0. Normally, I won't main phase the activation like that, but I just don't think there's like real anything. Sure. I don't think there's anything to be gained. So the interesting thing here is the K command actually sort of helps us in the sense that well, it helps the Kenai, but obviously I don't want them to stick a K command, right? Oh, that is a bomb. That is a bomb. I think we can just like cast everything here. If we go Keen Eye Reclaimer, that puts us at 5 creatures. Green Sun for a Collector Oof. Shut everything down. We have 2 mana floating. Eat the Kozilek's command, and then eat the Dryad Arbor for a 7/7. Yeah, let's do that. That was a hell of a turn. Argument to be made. We're supposed to just like phase this out, but yeah. Okay, that was incredible turn. All right. Endurance is useless. Kenai actually is like very bad in this matchup too, but it just happened to be like kind of a fast clock there. Town gates board out. I'm trying to. I don't remember how I board in this matchup. So let me take a look. Obviously, bring in the force of vigor. I have like a ton of cards to bring in against them because I do think they are one of the better decks in the format, and like I don't want them to get away with us asleep at the wheel, so to speak, and not having enough respect for them. Looks like Kenai comes out. What else comes out? Overclaimer. Do we want to crop in this matchup? Maybe not. Yeah, it looks like we don't because, and I understand why. It's because we're diluting the combo so much. Like, there's not enough creatures, right? Like, and Cradle's not gonna be great. Saga, like, it's not gonna probably not be great either. And we're boarding out Talon Gates, so to me, heuristically, I guess that makes sense. Argument to be made, maybe the fourth Reclaimer because it's a one drop over white, but white is just so much better card overall. So let's just keep it. Really painful there having to really painful there having to put that hand back given that we had a force of vigor in hand. But what can you do, right? We keep the decision here is like what do we put back? I feel like it's the snuff out, but there we can get punished, right? I think we definitely want the other stuff. I think we want the door because we want to go into turn two collective, and then we have force for turn one protection. Well, actually, that's not true. So we go turn one needle, then maybe we're not gonna get to oof quickly anyways. Yeah, let's put the snuff out. I think we want the green cards. Sure. We have the saga here already, so we don't need a second land drop. A white. What does a white do here? I think we definitely want to play saga turn two though. So let's take that. It's a better threat, and we can pitch it a force. Okay, so we force here, and then they probably fizzle here. Hey, Ramar, how's it going? They probably fizzle. Sure. They just played as a psycho. How funny. That's a huge win for us. Oh wow, even better. Okay, we can't do everything on the same turn, but we're gonna try. I think this is on Karn, and the other and to like get rid of their outs, I guess. What a turn. Okay, they have nothing. I think it's game. There's an argument to be made in case they have dismember response. Do we care? I mean, we definitely care. It's just what are we stacking here? Probably that. I think I want the second needle as insurance. Sure. Yeah, let's do this. They have another removal spell. Okay. It's kind of annoying now. Maybe I'm supposed to other pitch the other thing to not play. Yeah, they had three Chozilix, man. The problem is they're gonna start making Saga tokens, and then that's probably problematic for us. Like this board is a little bit weak to that. Okay, that was a misplay on my behalf. I should have pitched the Saga, and that way I have a land. But that was a misplay. I guess I didn't foresee that they would have another K command. Sure. Oh my god, we threw the game here, but I think we would have won if I played it correctly. Let's get that. Yes, I think we lost now because I that misplay. But better to make the misplay here than when it matters. The issue was that they had the Saga too, and I don't. I think we're gonna have a hard time getting through the ground game if I didn't name Saga with the needle. But like I said, we should have had the game locked with the. But we missed. We gave them an opportunity because we got a little bit greedy. I didn't think that they have a third removal spell. But that's on me though. That's a misplay when we had the game locked. But good lesson learned though, because I'd rather make the mistake here than when it matters. Actually, in the irony is, I actually won Eco Cup. Shout out to Andres, Eco Baron, or Eco Baronin. But my matchup was against Keyring. Granted, like I was running an older version of my deck, and I lost because it was double elimination. I had two chances at it because they had already lost once in the the bracket. But I lost the first match to them, and they made a very small misplay where they tried to go after my lands with a safekeeper out, and I mean, I might have still won anyways, but it definitely gave me definitely shortened their clock because they could have used the chump blocks. But I did beat this matchup in the finals of the Eco Cup, so that was pretty cool. That was just yesterday. Sure. This deck is probably the closest thing to like glimpse elves, if you want to call it, like nowadays, in my opinion. Like where you play kind of a deck that is built around the one draw engine that is the one ring, right? Whereas before, like you play around the one draw engine that is the glimpse of nature of the card. A lot of and then paradox engine is your nettle sentinel, yes. Sure. I mean, I should probably just concede in the interest of time. We're like super dead. Again, I think we win this game. We don't make that bad misplay. I got greedy and like didn't think about it. I forgot that I had to sacrifice the saga the following turn, and there was an opportunity for my opponent to kill the collector oof with a trigger on the stack. So that was a misplay that I like didn't calculate. All right, we're just dead. Like actually, they use all four commands already. Like they, they should be able to cast. I think maybe all their spells now, but I don't know if they have any way to recycle. If they get Karn, I guess they can lattice us too, and then we're just dead. I'm just again. I'm gonna assume my opponent knows how to play their deck, so like save time. Do we make any changes? I don't think so. I think pilot error lost that game, and I'm okay with that. Like we learned something out of it, and I think the chat probably learned something out of it. This is a tough pill to swallow. We have two force of vigors, but like no clock. Like we go turn one dork and then nothing. I think this is a mole. I feel like this is the type of hand we lose if we keep it because yeah, this is not gonna get there. This might though. Probably the snuff out. Take that away. And I think we need some kind of clock. So maybe just take out the arbor. Man is really good there. Hold up nature's claim. ring. Jesus. All right. I'm gonna draw step. Activate night or white because we need to get the needle online before more damage is done. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Like the ring is out. Normal habit. We gotta pray here. They don't have a key. Oh, okay. I don't think there's anything here for us to kill. So, does that do anything for us here? We can hardcast force, but then we can if we hardcast force, we can't cast nature's claim. So I think it's somewhat free to just make a creature here. We probably should have tapped this so we can threaten Thoughtseize at least. This might change their play now that I think about it. Um, I think the correct play here is to hold both up and the damage is not work. If they want to block, like be my guess. We're gonna get drained pretty badly here though. I think we're gonna lose the flesh breakers. Like we have a hard time getting through their spawn tokens now. Sure. They have a million mana. It's not gonna matter. All right. It's on me. We're gonna lose this game, but I think the matchup is probably okay. We threw game two and we mulled a bunch game three. If that's K command. It's game. All right. I think here. I think here we're gonna hit both force plus forge. Then, ooh, I think we boarded out town. I think we boarded out Talon gates, so we're just dead. Yeah, we did. Okay. That's game. All right. My fault for punting that game too. Not a great league so far for me. The misplay game too definitely hurt. But at least we learned something. I definitely felt like, let's see, we mulled that game one. I mean that I think we mulled that what is it called? Yeah, we mulled a five. That's pretty rough. We didn't have a land. Uh Maybe that's an argument to be made. Like a land is better than like a random reclaimer. I think that's maybe the consideration we make. So we don't have to mull. We mull this hand. There's no one drop. So it's something to think about. I think Reclaimer is like pretty slow in the matchup. Obviously you can like go turn one seize, turn two Reclaimer, and then like get Needle. That's kind of slow anyways. Like I said, the Needle got there, but not really in time. Here I think actually the putback is probably the Cradle because there's no creatures, right? In a pinch, I can just like pitch the Arbor to Endurance. I think the line here is gonna be we're gonna play a slower game. The one's gonna try to find a creature or a land drop, like a dork or a land drop. Um, Question here is like, do we want to go turn to Keen Eye or turn to Dork? I feel like it's Dork. We still can go turn to Keen Eye if we want to, but we're just gonna play it safe and go turn one. Well, we if we go turn one Hierarch here, we don't have a follow up for a double spell turn two, anyways. So I think we just seize turn one. It's also safer in general. Ugh, that is annoying. We just take the chain lightning. They probably go Delver pass. Yeah, I think I just take the chain light, take the removal. We're kind of punished here for going turn one C's because, um, like I said, we're playing against a tempo deck. Yeah. Keen Eye here is like kind of interesting, but I think the play here is ramp. Where and then we're gonna try to go turn three endurance, and then keep our opponent off Powder Blast. Keep our opponent off Murktide Regent. They put they, they put the blast back, presumably shuffled away. They steal on Delta, which is interesting. This is gonna be gone. Sure. We're gonna main phase the endurance and not give them a chance to brainstorm response to look for force. I think I bash here. I'm not gonna block, so We're gonna just hope our spam endurance game plan is gonna go the distance. Um, I think a one or two drop here is kind of another one drop here is kind of ideal. I think a cradle is like pretty damn good too on this board state because the line here is just trying to spam spells, right? Like endurance into endurance, and presumably they just cannot beat that. Um, they know we have a green sun. If we keen eye here, they can bolt it and like still trigger. I almost want to like nuke their yard here and then play the green sun for one. Like if we play the keen eye, it sure it can grow, but if they bolt it, it feels pretty bad. And yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna main phase this and see what they do. Might be a questing druid, the other side. I forgot what it's called. If this resolves, I think it's game. Like they have to find force here. Where's the exile? Oh, there's the force. Ugh. There is the force. Jesus. Okay. I think we do. If they have Murktide, it's not gonna matter, and I think we just rather ramp. We'll just pass. I think they're gonna slam a Murktide here. They might have put it away too, for what it's worth, because they have two threats too. Like it's kind of weird to have a third threat. We'll see. In either case, like I think we needed to ramp there. What hurt us this matchup is like leading with C's, like which is a real cost in this deck, right? Like with this configuration, like you pair this to the Delver player and you like didn't know and you go turn one C's, it's like pretty bad. They're gonna Murktide, yeah. So again, it didn't matter, right? Like we don't have the grist to deal with it, and it's not even that great to be honest here because even if we grist here, we would have to hold the green sun and play into days, right? And not to mention, we only have two creatures. We sack one, and then yeah, it's not great. I think we're down a game here now. But that's okay. I think we do it preemptively here, so that they can't bolt in a response. we take the C's and then pass. I wonder if we can brace them. We're gonna hit for 8, so Murktide's not enough. Sure. The attack with Murktide we can block on the crackback. So we go to 5 here. I think we're priced to block anyways because they could have borrower, I guess, and maybe we play around that. I guess if they borrow the keen eye too. That we're probably screwed anyway. So maybe we don't play around that. I think we kill that, take that off, and then chump the Murktide next turn. That's fine, I think. Wait, did we not block the DRC? Okay, that was a mistake. I meant to block. I just didn't click on. I guess I that probably matters. Ugh, that's on me. It doesn't matter anyways because the Murktide is gonna crash for 1 million right now. All right, let's properly board against them. I still feel we should be able to win both post board games here. We want this is the matchup we want to see, for what it's worth. Uh, Argument to be made: crowd rotation or fairy macabre. Fairy macabre hits their DRCs early. Maybe that, and it can actually grow wild reliquary out of range. Maybe that's just the play there instead of crowd rotation. It's close between either one. I'll try it for science. This is a mole. Knowing our opponent, there's a chance people like to go for these cheese lines. They're probably gonna try to like force our dork here and waste us. Like people love to do those kind of tricks. It's pretty effective too for what it's worth. Like you get a lot of players, but our deck is like built to kind of handle that kind of stuff. Like we're forced into the snuff out line for what it's worth. It the game's probably over. Turn one ponder on the draw. They probably lost. I think they lost already. They're so far behind. I will reiterate. My opponent is miles behind. Like, I think the game's already over. Or bolt. Oh my god. Yeah. It's over. Think here the line is actually endurance because that's I think like Murktide is maybe the only way we lose. Doesn't really matter though. Yeah, I think that's probably the only way we lose. Like Murktide into force on Snuff Out. Yeah, that's game. They're they're so far behind. Like turn one ponder, turn two ponder. That's not how you beat our deck. That game was over on turn two. I think we keep it. It's a little land heavy, but that's okay. Like there are some hands against of theirs that just try to like mana denial us, and we have turn one Snuff Out. You know, stifle us. That's what's happening. I think we take the Kenai here. Reclaimer's okay, but we're land heavy. Yeah, let's do that. Sure. We sort of want them to waste us here. Yeah, because we have a lot of lands. What's oh okay, interesting. Cool. No interaction from them. They could daze us here. I don't want to do that. Not right now, at least. Unholy heat. They have four card types right now. I think we eat the bauble. Because that's the hardest. We eat the bolt. They can still heat the thing. If they ponder, I guess what's more likely, right? Like if they have a ponder, it doesn't matter. But I, if they have, yeah, I think we do it now. Hey, Nigo, how's it going? Uh, we definitely eat. I think the bauble. Could be a Murktide here, but we'll see. Ugh, okay. That is a hell of a draw. I think we do it now. We say the fetch. Maybe we do it on upkeep and just like nuke their yard in case we need this to be like a land or whatever. Prevent a Murktide here. That this resolving might be just game. One, two, three. And we have a Water the Reliquary coming down next turn too. Sure. Trying to cut us off black. Makes sense, I guess. All right, we're gonna play offense now. They're on a 1 turn clock. Do we rumble? Yes, we do. Delver is so awkward when you're playing from behind. This is a very awkward deck. Like it's not built to be playing from behind, which it's doing right now, right? Like we got them on a 1 turn clock. I don't think we care. What are we getting here? Probably just the cradle. And just like Lair's too slow here. If they have two spells here, we can just like flash out the questioning druid, but we shall see. Let's rumble. I don't think we're afraid. This could be a 4/4, I guess, in theory. They could like double pump and then, or the Talon Gates is out already, so we can't even do that. Let's just rumble and see what they got. They have the block. I don't think they have any good blocks here. Like, yeah, it has to be that. All right, let's pass. Upkeep. Do they Murktide here? I feel like probably not. They tap out for Murktide. I think they lose the game, right? We allow that to happen. Yeah. Again, like I said, this matchup is our best matchup, and it's just a nightmare for them. Like every threat is a bomb. Like I mean, they showed us our hand. I don't know what they're trying to say. Like they're way behind, right? Like are they trying to tell us they flooded out or something? This game was not close. Like despite the final life total, we're like firm command. Again, once we take out this junk here, the thought seizes and the collective, every card is a bomb. Like the dorks are insane. The reclaimer is strong. This is win target game. This is win target game. This is often win target game. Like it's just a nightmare for them. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, I'm back. Let's get some water. For those of you who just tuning in, played against Burn, irrelevant matchup. I thought about conceding, but like before when the I on turn one of game one, but we were coming off a 5-0, and I wanted to at least give a chance to go back to back. Here we played against Keyring. I mentioned earlier we won the Eco Cup in the finals against Keyring, but we misplayed game two that cost us the match. Long story short, the takeaway was we had we didn't foresee that the Saga trigger would force us to have no lands and give our opponent a window to have a second removal spell for the collective. I think we don't do that. We win the game easily. But we gave them a window and they had the second removal spell, the third Kozilek's command for the game. But uh, I like that game because we learned something, and even though we lost the match, I'm okay with that because this is all for practice anyways. And then against Rug Delver, we lost game one because we drew the Thoughtseize and we were I think we mulliganed even. Um but the matchup was not really close, like post board. No Shadow Spearing. I cut that from the deck. I don't think it does enough. This person I know I saw on Goldfish has been on Nadu Cradle. We are not favored game one, but I think we're favored overall. But we'll see how it goes. I don't think we can keep this hand. Like no black, no one drop, and presumably they're on the other deck, so pretty bad. Uh, I don't want to go to six. I mean five. I haven't updated my the goldfish because I did this in a rush. Sylvan safety. That's kind of a weak start. As much and that comes from somebody who loves themselves a Sylvan safekeeper. Do we take the second keen eye, or do we take the land drop? I feel like it's the land drop. Ensure the third land drop. I don't think a second curator is really doing anything in this matchup. Oh, I think they have the turn three kill. Oh, or not. Interesting. I thought for a second they led with. It doesn't. They must have top decked the higher because it doesn't make sense otherwise. This matchup was really awkward for us game one. We're like mostly relying on we're mostly relying on what is it called? Thoughtseize, which we didn't draw. I don't think we're winning this game one. Like the way this hand is going. And in the interest of time, I just concede too because the combo takes a while. I don't think people want to watch. Let's sit through that. If they had it, they would have done it already. Maybe they court, but no, that's not true. If they court, they could have courted already for it. So I don't think they have it. Sure. It's gonna be annoying for sure to get through this. How much mana do they have? One, two, three, four. Let's attack and see what. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. The other thing is like it's really awkward game one because it's difficult for us to turn on the keen eye. Let's do this. Is there anything in here that can like help us game one against this kind of deck? Probably not. I don't think. All right, let's just do this then. One of the issues against these creature-based decks that go wide for us, our configuration game one, is the fourth type is hard to get for keen eye. The easy ones are instant source, sorry, instant creature and land. The sorcery is hard to get in the graveyard, which is why we actually board in Saga too, because we need a way to like close out the game with trample. I don't think they have removal, but I mean I could be wrong. That was a mistake. I should not have done it like that, but that's okay. This Hey Parker, how's it going? Oh, thanks, appreciate it. What are we getting here? Is there anything to do with the mana? Probably not. I guess I can pump this as a 3/3. I don't think they're gonna block, but who the heck knows? If they want to block, it's probably fine. I'm just gonna bash with all. I think that is a line. Maybe it's an endurance. Who the heck knows? Yeah, it looks like it is. I don't think I care that much, to be honest. They're probably gonna block the white with the endurance. I think I save it actually, and then I cut their mana. I feel. Or I just say my own, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we gotta apply the pressure now. Math is for blockers.
fetch land. Six. This is not how this game is supposed to go. We're not supposed to be favorite game one. I'll put that out for full disclosure. They kept the like very grindy hand against our pseudo grindy hand, and unfortunately that plays into our hands. Right, like our creatures on average are better. Now we were like naked to the combo, but I don't think they can just mold into oblivion for it. All right, postboard is where I think we really shine. Again, math is for blockers, right? We're gonna go all out attack. They're gonna have to block at some point. How do I board? I don't. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I want. I think Caracas is a trap in this matchup. It says one forest down. Maybe that's risky. Talon Gates. It feels loose to be honest. Safekeeper. They do have removal, so maybe it's okay. I don't know. This is probably fine. And then like we had the saga, and then to turn on the the Kenai, which is really funny. Again, closing out is like can be an issue. This is a keep. I think we go turn one door, turn two seas. If they turn, we live with it. If they turn to us, because I think the ramp for turn one is just too good. Right, we develop a clock. So let's do that. If they have it turn two, we just live with it. All right, thank you everyone for coming in from Punishing Waterfalls. Matt's stream playing the pseudo mirror here. Thank you for the sub, Everin. Just one. Oh, nice! Congratulations. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Let's seize and see what's up. Okay, take that. Uh, Reclaimer into white. Wait. Oh my god. I effed up, miscounted. I think given that we screwed up, we get a second reclaimer or do we get a Sylvan Safekeeper? Probably just a Safekeeper, just to, like turn off removal maybe. No, actually reclaimer bash is like pretty hard, so let's just get two of them. That's a mistake on my part for what it's worth. I like miscounted and thought I had like green sun for white, but I don't think it just changes much to be honest. Don't tell me they top decked it. I think they did. Okay, they're gonna get Queer Ranger. You can do it two times again. It's like pretty annoying. I don't think it would have mattered per se because they have the cord anyways. Even if we took the Nadu, they could just yeah. I don't think it would have mattered. It's kind of annoying more than anything else. I missed. What am I doing? Actually, that's okay. I have a cradle here. Mono red, but oh, I believe that. I believe that. Congratulations, by the way. Did you play the Saga package? Okay, yeah, that was my question. Uh, Green Sun. Kind of unlucky that we like Thoughtseize bug, right? Like we took the card and then they top decked it. We could withstand that if it was like later, but not right away. Not before we build up the defense, so to speak, right? All right, we're just dead. Make sure they have it. There you go. Concede. Okay. Do I change anything based on what I saw? I don't believe so. Like I think this is playing scared. Wow, this hand is like insane. I know it's a one lander, but we're keeping it. Only thing it's missing is a clock. But otherwise, this hand is absolutely bananas. Just gotta make sure we hit that bayou, right? Oh my god. Punished. Punished. Yee. All right. It is what it is. For what it's worth, if you're afraid this is gonna happen, don't play Once Upon a Time. Like, it's gonna happen once in every long blue moon, and it just happened on stream right now. But I'm not scared of that. It more often than that, this wins games. So a turn late, not too bad. I think I'll take it. Um, Definitely snuff the f out of this card and then ramp to get back tempo. Our hand is like gas for what it's worth. Oof. Oh my god. Let's see what's up. We take the prismatic ending, and then we give them the nomads. We snuff out the Kurin Ranger, which yeah, let's do that. I'm so good. I don't know if that's being sarcastic or not, but like we did whiff on our Once Upon a Time, which is rare, but for what it's worth, it's like one out of every six, I think, times. If you, uh, what do we? Thoughtseize, Misty Rainforest, Prismatic Ending, Guy's Cradle, Misty Rainforest, Nomads Encore. All right, what are we doing here? Do we needle here? We probably do because if they top deck whatever, we just lose, right? Yeah, I think we just needle here, name the nomads. I think it's over. I think it's probably over, but I may be miscounting some kind of weird out that they have. We have like super gas right now. We even had the snuff out for the Queen Ranger. They top decked it, which they did. Although we're at 8 life though, that's like pretty dangerous. Ooh, drawing it too late. All right, let's try to get back in the game here. Actually, I messed up. I should have given them. Oh my god, I didn't think about it. I should have given them the one draw and hit the Nadu. That was a mistake on my behalf. Although I guess they can like dig for it with a Korean Ranger for another one, but like we're under some pressure here from the Nadu that we cannot block. So I might have lost us the game because I didn't think it through and messed up. My fault. Yeah, I think I lost us the game by doing that. Oh, I'm kicking myself right now. Okay, I will not make that mistake again going forward because, again, I got too eager beaver here to like cast my snuff out. What is going on? Of course, yeah, they drew the swords too. I think we go to 5 here. Does it matter if we go to 4? No, it doesn't. Okay, we butchered this game, but okay, we butchered this game, but we should have won. If I didn't like, if I just like thought about it through for a second, we give them the one draw, take care of their combo engine, and then because the problem is like we were too low on life, and I didn't think about the aggro plan. But good time to make a mistake here, I guess. All right, we'll make a mental note. Like I said, I think we win that game. We don't like f it up. We didn't pay attention to our life total, which usually doesn't matter in this matchup, but we got too eager beaver there. We thought we had the full lock. Yeah, they. I mean, it is, but at the same time, we should have won the game. Like, if I play better, I think we win the game. Like, they like literally thought he's us bug 2 games in a row, game twos and three after thoughts. But we did punt too, so I want to acknowledge our mistake. Oof. Okay, what are we doing here? Like, what's the game plan? Is it gonna go turn one seas, turn two white? That seems reasonable enough. I think that is the plan here. We definitely take a land drop. And I think it's not Cradle in case our opponent just like is gung ho about wasting us. I think we go with C's. We're gonna give them the information that we have another land, but oh, this deck, interesting. Needle. I feel like it. They have 4 mana. It's like super annoying.
The flesh rigger is annoying too. For the needle to matter on on the safekeeper, they're probably gonna needle the white, and in that case, I'm gonna be happy to name to play the Kenai and just like prevent any like shenanigans. Like they can have the needle, I guess. They're probably gonna like our hands are kind of redundant. If they name a fetch here, I'm gonna be irritated. Wasteland. Okay, they are new to the format. All right. What is the line here? Presumably this. The path to victory here is hope they don't draw well and Kenai does trample damage. Um, so I don't want to do that now. They want to block. I'll gladly block. Do I just do it now? I think the extra damage probably matters. So let's just do it now. I don't think we care. Like we can't stop their chump blocks. They play another one. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. It's the third one, I think. Yeah. Jesus. Whew. We might just be dead from all this. Jesus Christ. I think we are dead. Oh my god. All right. I didn't miss. I miscalculated like how much damage this thing is. Should have taken that. I guess. Live and learn. We probably win if I don't make that mistake, but it's hard. It's a lot of if thens buts. You know. But again, a good lesson to learn. I think we just take this out. It's too slow. We want to muck up the game against them. I don't know if four snuff out is the right number. Maybe three. I don't know if I want to draw two. It's like kind of bad. What are we boarding out? Crop rotation is bad, and one more, I think. How do we board elsewhere? I think I talked about this earlier too. Oh, it says I can submit deck already. If I take one out, I cannot. So
Okay, I remember what I said. Maybe the land is more important than the reclaimer. I think that's probably accurate. Hmm. It's a little bit awkward for sure. Ugh, I don't like this. I think it's the cradle, but I'm like very reluctant on that. We get super punished if they go the turn 1/4 drop. So I think we better seize. It's a lot safer. Tower to a bunch of nothing. I think they have a million mana. Just take the K command, I guess. Sure. For a second, I thought they had something, but luckily they don't. If they drew something, they would have cast it there. So I don't think there's a reason to seize. And then we're gonna set up our saga turn right now. Hopefully they whiffed it again. That's a good sign. We know the last card in their hand. Well, if they had something, they would have played it already. Um, I think we. Okay, so if they had something relevant, they would probably have. Well, it's hard to say. I want to sort of cast Thoughtseize, but at the same time, like this is like kind of relevant. I feel like Seize here is like pretty relevant. We'll see. We don't have anything crazy going on, anyways. So I think it's fairly safe to Seize here. Okay, that's good information, I guess. And probably this. Like, there's a chance they top deck Kozilek command and then they didn't cast it, and then I would just hate myself if that's what happened. And it's not like our hand is like gonna find anything great, anyways. Sure, do nothing card as of right now. It didn't. I did it on draw step. I did it on draw step. Main step, it hits again. That's why there's two counters. It's a common trick. I think here the line is to pitch it away for Cradle. And then we're gonna name Ring because that's the scariest card. We lose the Karn. Well, let me think. Should we name Karn? We lose the Karn too for what it's worth. Maybe just the Karn because we have a out for ring. Let's do that, I guess. Like like ring can be stopped with collective. The last card is a tomb. Yeah, that's kind of scary. That helps. That helps. That helps even more. Okay, so they still have a million mana. I think we killed the Fleshbreaker probably right now. How much mana do we have up? If we do this, I think it's actually this. I think I messed up because there's no reason to hold the other ones back. Yeah, let's just take the damage. I got too gun ho about that. Like, I don't have a second land to filter, and I don't think the deck thinning matters there. So I needed to just hold up Reclaimer for whatever reason, not show my hand here. It's not a big deal. I think my opponent knows what's up, anyways. They have to block this. I'm like super punished if there's no reason to do that. I think just like run that in. Well, actually, I might as well. I guess it's free, maybe. Yeah, that might have been free. I have to think about what like they could possibly have. So there's a realistic chance like that was free to attack with a collector roof there. But again, I didn't think about what they could possibly have. The snuff out like was relevant there. I don't know if I want to draw two in this matchup. That's why I like trimmed one the previous compared to the previous game or match we played against them. We added a force to have the more stable mana base. Maybe that's okay. I think it's fine. I know this league record wise hasn't been going well, but I think um I don't think so because there's too few creatures like post board. We're this is like kind of all in on the nature's claim. Um, I'm trying to think like, do we keep this hand? Like, what do we have? We also have seas and force of vigor, but and needle. Maybe this is like okay. Let's try it. I guess
This is for science, anyways. Maybe this is not good enough. I don't know. The problem with this hand is lack of clock, right? So maybe this is a mulligan. This hand does, for what it's worth, top deck really well. But again, maybe I'm supposed to mulligan hand because too many dorks. We have a clock now, which is good. I think we shield down for one turn, and then after that we can hold up Nature's Claim. That is a problem. Okay, I think based on what I saw, I don't think we can keep this hand in the future. Like I said, it was one threat that's kind of situational, like we can't hold mana up, and then no clock. Now we have a clock, but it's probably too slow, right? Like they're gonna get a second and third draw out of this, so we're probably just screwed. I think we hit the key here, but I think the damage is done. Good league though, as far as like learning is concerned. I think pretty happy with that. Really valuable, I think. Outside the bird matchup, obviously. Yeah, I think the real issue with that hand is it needs either two pieces of disruption or a fast clock, and our interaction is the one piece that is the most situational. Like it needs to be, we need to be able to tap out, and Nature's Claim means shields down, and we're on the draw, so it's a little awkward there. I do think it's over, but we'll try. Anybody who uh thinks it's over, just let me know. I'll concede. I do think we're probably dead from this spot. Most legacy games are determined on turn two, and we really lost the game on turn zero with our mulligan or lack thereof. And I think given that we have four seizes, four force of vigor, and two needles, it's probably correct to have mold there. Even more so since, like, if it's more interesting if this is a force of vigor. I think we probably keep. Sure. They choose paradox engine. That's very strange. I think needle is like specifically for safekeeper because that's like one way they lose. Wasteland. Okay, our opponent does not know the matchup, but it's not gonna matter because we punted. Okay, I made the silly mistake. Okay, I made the really really silly mistake of passing through the draw step again, and that's gonna cost me here because the sagas are turned late again. I mean, we were lost anyways. Like to be fair, but we could have stopped the bleeding maybe a little bit. Like they would have got this one anyways. They're at 9 cards. Like it's probably over. They get another key effect. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that's game. Like actually cancel. Rough league, but I think we learned a lot. I think if I had played better, granted this deck is hard to play. I think there's an argument to be made. We win every game but the burn game or the burn match. It's far too late. Like we lost 2 matches to Keyring that we probably should have won, and then we lost the one match. We lost the one match to what was it? I forgot. So they made up some other mistake. We beat the Delver match, which is not good. Let's see. Yeah, we lost. Oh, we lost to the Cradle Nadu deck too because I made a bunch of punts this league, but ones that will be surely remembered. All right, I don't want to waste everybody's time. This is over now. 12 cards in hand. Let's just concede. I don't know what's the fail rate at this point. It's got to be like 1% or something, if even. How do they not have K command yet with 10 cards? Maybe they do, and they're just like slow rolling it. They've got to have it by now. Maybe they're slow rolling it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Again, I think we should have won matches 5, 4, and 2, but we punted games in each of those matches. But good learning lesson. I think we should have lost the burn regardless. But I think these are lessons that are very helpful for anybody picking the deck. Like little mistakes, like this is the thing about this deck. Little mistakes are super punished, and I didn't have my A game, or I made mistakes that are easy to miss, I guess. And I didn't have my A game, so this is what happens, right? What should have been a 4-1 league is now a 1-4 league. Granted, we got kind of unlucky in some of these areas, but I don't want to rely on luck when if we had just played properly, we would have been 4-1, right? Um
All right. Anybody have any questions for me? It's already 11:20 here. Hopefully, everybody had a good fourth. Uh, Congratulations and thanks to Matt for the challenge win. And if anybody has any questions for me, I do think the deck felt good. I don't know about the Nature's Claim. That certainly felt kind of iffy, but maybe it's the best option available for the next best disenchant behind Force of Vigor. I don't know. Everything else I think was pretty good. Anybody have any questions? All right. If not, let's see who can raid here. I guess we can just. I don't see any legacy players. Canister, but then there's a morning challenge. I think there's modern. Maybe just we just raid canister, I guess, or the ham TV. Favorite creature of all time? Easy question. It is definitely where is it? Elvish Reclaimer. Uh, I just love everything about this card. One mana does everything, right? Like not quite Deathright Shaman, but probably next best close thing as a one drop. Uh, Gets Kai's Cradle, attacks, plays defense. It doesn't attack well. I mean, it can't do everything for a one drop, but plays defense very well. Gets the best or second best land, I would say, Legacy behind Ancient Tomb and Guy's Cradle. Plays defense with Bog, beefy stats, does everything right. 1/2 survives Bowmasters. That is easily my favorite creature ever. It also rewards really tight play. So there's that, right? Like a lot of people struggle with this card because their sequencing is a little shaky. And if it is, this is probably not the right card for you. You could replace it with more safekeepers, more like Allosaur Shepherd if you want the deck to be a little easier to play. But you are super rewarded if your sequencing is tight with the card. Any other questions? That was a great question actually, or at least great lead into. If not, I guess I'll ask the audience: would you rather see Canister or would you rather see the Ham TV? Otherwise, I guess I will raid the Ham TV. All right, thank you everyone for hanging out today. As for the deck, I don't know about Nature's Claim. I think it's the best one available. But the list felt good. Pilot was sloppy tonight, so it is what it is. All right, thank you for hanging out.